Hi, welcome back. I'm glad you could join me again today. Today I thought we'd do something that's a lot of fun and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Before we get started here, let's have them run all the colors that you need across your screen, and they'll come across your screen in the same order that I have them on my palette, starting with a titanium white and working around. And while they're doing that, let's go up here and I'll explain what I've done already. I have a black canvas today, as you can see, and we make these black canvases by covering them with a flat black acrylic paint and allowing it to dry. And then I've taken and I've made some stripes in here. I've just taken alizarin crimson in a couple of places, a little bit of phthalo blue, a little bit of Prussian blue, and down in here I put the smallest little amount of phthalo green. Just sort of mix these on your brush and just sort of let them happen. We'll do something that's a little bit different. I think you'll find it fun. I'm going to start with a little magic white on my brush, just a small amount of magic white, and decide where your horizon's going to be. And we'll just start making little crisscross strokes. And the magic white will begin picking up all these beautiful colors, and it's just unbelievable what happens. Now, use very little of the magic white. You can always go back in and add a little bit more, but it's the son of a gun to take it out. So start with a small amount and blend upward. And then we can just begin making all kinds of beautiful little shapes and stuff in the sky. Let your brush play and have fun. Let it go. Let it go. There we are. Look at what's happening. Now it's beginning to hit the crimson and the phthalo blue and the Prussian blue. These are really exciting paintings, and if you need a little more of the white, come down here and pick it up and just pull it right on up into the sky. Let it go. Let it go. Have fun. That's what it's all about. And you can blend the sky to any degree that you want. And as I say, you can go back, pick up a little more of the magic white if you want it, and you can add it in. And all you're doing is picking up the color that's underneath. And you can keep adding magic white till this looks like it could be noon if you want it to be noon, or it can be late in the afternoon, early in the morning. When you're painting, you use that artist license. It says you can do anything, and you have to make these fantastic decisions. Okay, now let's just very, very gently blend all it out. That just takes the brush strokes out and lets you see what you have. There we go. And see, that quick, you have a light horizon, and the sky gets darker, and it produces the illusion of distance and depth in the painting. Okay, let's clean the old brush here. This is the fun part of this technique. Shake off the excess. Oop, there you go. You cover 2 or 3 friends. Alrighty, now we got our sky in. Let's start back in here and we'll mix up a color. Today I'm going to make, let's see, Van Dyke brown, permanent red. Let's put some Prussian blue in it. Prussian blue is very dark, very strong. So we have permanent red, Van Dyke brown, and Prussian blue. We want a color here that it almost looks black, very dark, very strong, but it's still brown. Okay, and we don't overmix our colors here. Just pick it up, turn it over, and that's enough. Now then, clean the knife, and let's start today with the old 2.5-inch brush. And I'm just gonna tap the brush right into that. Let's go up to the canvas. Now I want to come right along the horizon line here, and I'm just gonna take the brush, see, just tap. Just let these things happen. As you pick up the magic white, your color is going to get lighter in value. And that's exactly what you want it to do, because the light's shining through back here. Maybe there's a little happy little hill right here. There we go. A little more of the color. And you can just begin laying all these beautiful little things in here. Okay. See, I told you this was going to be a fun painting. Okay, maybe, way back here in the distance, maybe there's a little building or two. So I'll get out the knife, and I'm going to use this same old brown color. Okay, pull that paint out very flat, just as flat as you can get it, and take your knife and cut across. It gives you that little roll of paint right out on the edge of your knife. Okay, let's go up to the canvas. Maybe there's a little bitty house that lives right there. We just want some indications way back here in the distance. Little house, he lives there. Little barn, little shed, whatever. And all we're doing here is just laying in the dark. We'll come back and put in a few little highlights and fix him all up, and make him nice and pretty. Right now you're just trying to get some dark on your canvas. Okay, good. Now let's take a little bit of the titanium white, a little brown, make a color that's somewhat lighter than what we have on the canvas. And you don't want to mix this color dead. Add a little blue to it and gray it down. I'm going to use a small edge of the knife this time. Same way, small edge, and it's just a little bit of paint right out there on that small edge of the knife. Good, okay? Now, let a little light just bounce and play right along there. Just like so. I don't want a lot of color on this, just enough so it stands out and it's lighter than the side. I want the side to be very dark. It's in shadow. The old shadow's got it. There we go. And maybe right along this edge here, a little light plays right through there. There. Good. Just to make that little edge stand out. There we go. Now, maybe there's some boards in there we just cut through. And I know somebody's saying, well, you got to have a door in there so you can get into the old shed. Well, okay. Give you a door. Cut around it. There we are. And then quick, we have a little building. Now we can just clean up his foots. Touch him. Bring in some grass right up around him. And maybe over here, right there. I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's build us a happy little barn that lives right there. We'll come this way now. And then let it drop over. Just sort of visualize these things in your mind. Put them on the canvas. Put them on the canvas. And these are far away. They're small, so we're not worried about tremendous detail. Fill this in just like we did the other one. We need that dark color so the light will show. Little edge of the knife. There. Pull some of this down. And all we're doing here is just trying to cover the canvas with dark color. Now, I'll take a little permanent red and Van Dyke brown. I'll just mix it together real quick here. Like so. We'll put some shingles up here on this roof. Just touch. Start at the bottom and work up. This is just the way they put shingles on a roof too. Start at the bottom, work up. So they overlap each other. And that'll give you the indication of a few little shingles. A little highlight along the edge. And right along there. And down. Okay. Now then, once again, we need to put a little highlight on the front here. Okay. And then the old barn here needs a door. Big door. This is where the cow had to go in. Smooth that out. A little bit of color around the edges. Okay, there we are. There. Now maybe this old farmer, maybe he's like me. I never have enough room. Let's give him a shed out here on his barn. He needs a little shed. Maybe this is where the chickens live. Chickens need a place to live too. And we'll put a little board or two right there. There we go. A little bit more of this roof color. It was permanent red with a little Van Dyke brown, and just put some indications right there. Good. And that quick, we have an indication of a happy little barn back here. And let's put some more dark. Now this part of the canvas down here is dry. I only put color on the top. Now we can begin going into a little bit of the titanium white here and there. And we'll put a little highlight here. Just let these little things happen wherever you think they should be. Wherever. And we can begin creating the lay of the land. Now, maybe up in here, we'll just do this, make it look like an old path. Went around through there, same color. This whole foreground will be done with just about the same colors all the way through it. A little highlight on that. And with a large brush, very quickly, just drop in some happy little things here. All we're worried about now is just putting some paint on the canvas. A little bit over here. There we go. And just let them go. You want one thing we've mentioned over and over again. If you enjoy the show, call your PBS station or drop them a line. Let them know. They want to know what you like. If you want to see reruns, if you want to see these paintings again, once again, they need to know. And when they need some help, help them out. They bring you some fantastic programming, some beautiful shows about the animals and nature. And they need some help once in a while. There we go. Now that's just got the whole bottom covered. We can put in a little path. This is still just that brown color. There we go. Now we have a little path, pushes everything back. And I think we'll use a happy fan brush. And I'm just going to go right into a small amount of titanium white and brown. White and brown. There we go. Just mix it on your brush. A lot of paint. Okay, let's go up here. Now, we can begin putting in some detail, some nice little grassy areas. And all we want is just little indications back here. I don't want a lot of color in this painting. Now, when you're doing this at home, if you want to put a lot of color in it, drag out your artist license and you do anything that you want to do. I just want to show you how to make it. How you do it is your world. It's your painting, so you do what you want. There. Okay, put a few of those over here, just to brighten it up and let everything show. Boy, this does look like a deserted old barn. Okay, there. All right, I tell you what, right there, there's one. And you have to make a decision where your path is. And you can put as much of this in or as little as you want. A lot of times on TV here, I try to make things a little bit brighter so they stand out better for you at home. But if you want to make it a little softer, a little quieter, certainly you can. Just use a color that's a little more muted and quiet. I tell you what, let's have some fun today. Maybe there's an old windmill here. We'll have some real fun. Now, a super way to make a windmill. I'm going to take my liner brush and just use the back of it here. And first of all, I'm going to draw a circle. I'm just scratching a circle on the canvas. I don't even know if you can see that or not. And another circle. If you can't see it, I'm sure you can hear it. There you are. Yeah, you can see it. Now we need to put some blades on there. So let me mix up some more of that Van Dyke brown, permanent red, Prussian blue. Just mix it up. We need a good dark brown here. Now these are super little scenes to make on a white canvas, so they're day scenes. Good. Okay, now we pick up that small roll of paint again. Always using that small roll of paint. Okay, let's go up here. Now, remember the blade's taller or wider at the top than it is at the bottom. So you touch and sort of go bloop like that, okay? And that's how we make our little blades. And let's do like that. Look at there. Look at there. Over here. There. And one here. Touch. And sort of pull it around. Now if you do these 4 first, then all you have to do is come back in here and you can lay in all the rest of them and they'll work out correctly. Isn't that sneaky? And you can make beautiful windmills. Beautiful windmills. There you go. I lived in Nebraska for a long time and there was a lot of windmills there. Look at there. Look at there. Now the circle that you made up here, something has to connect all these blades. So you can cover up that line that you scratched by taking your knife, a little edge, see? And that just brings them all together. You got to have a connector here to hold all these together or they fall off. Look at there. Come right on around. Just like so. However many you want. Okay. Now then, I'm going to use some of that red and brown, and let's put just a touch of highlight right here on the corner. Maybe a little more of the permanent red into it, a little brighter so it stands out and you can see it a little better. Okay, just all you do is touch. Just touch, just so there's a little color on that edge and you can see it. Now if you were doing this on a white canvas, you'd probably want a lot more color. Just to give you an idea. Now then, there usually is a couple of big blades that stick out here, and that's what the wind catches, and that guides it. So we just come right over the top here, because these old windmills had to turn into the wind. So we'll put in these. And the old windmills that I've looked at usually have 2 of them on it. And they sort of go to the center. And we'll put a little tiny highlight on that. Oop, there we are. Look at that. Wow. Okay, then we need something to bring it all together here. And there's usually a cross like so. In there. Good. A little highlight on that too, so it stands out. You can see it. Now, there's the little thing where the chain goes. And a little platform up here. Now we need some legs to hold all this up. That platform's where the bird always comes and builds his little nest, and he sits up there and he watches the farmer. And when the farmer feeds the chickens and stuff, he slips down there and gets him something to eat too. Same brown color. And we've got to give this old windmill a leg. Don't want him to fall over. Give him a leg. And this is closer to you, so perspectively, it's much bigger. There we go. And let's give him another leg here. There. See, we don't use any patterns, so nobody knows if we make a mistake or not. Sneaky. There. Another leg right here. Got to have 4 foot or he'll fall over. Now, if you don't have windmills where you're at and you want to paint a windmill, there's 1,000 books that have beautiful, beautiful pictures. And you can pick up one of those and look at it. There we go. Okay, that gives us 4 foots. And usually in here, there's a little platform. So we'll just make a little platform and then bring this leg over the top of the platform. And we need some supports in here to hold all this together. Like so. Maybe. There's another one right here underneath the platform. Like that. And we need some little steps so the old farmer can climb up there and shoo that bird off if he wants to that's living up there. Just drop him in. Now we can go back to our highlight color and let's just lay a tiniest little bit of highlight here and there, just so this stands out a little better for you. Tiny little bit. There we go. A little bit over in here. This sort of separates everything and makes it look a little better. A little touch right there. Okay, a little bit right on that. Ooh, nice. If you get one that's nice, don't touch it again. Leave it alone, because it may never come out again. Now let's take the liner brush. I'll use the liner brush right now. And to that paint thinner, to thin the paint, I'm going to go right into that same old brown color. Turn that brush, bring it to a nice sharp point. See, turn it. Bring it right up till it's nice and sharp. Liner brush has very long bristles. Okay, let's go up here. Now then, we need some support brackets in here, so we'll just come right down. There. This reminds me of the way the teacher used to grade my paper in school. I needed a lot of support brackets, I guess, because she did a lot of these things on my paper. And you can just put some of these here and there, or however many you want. In windmills, you know, they all serve the same basic purpose, but the old farmers, they all built them to their specifications, however they want them, or whatever was laying around the farm to build them with. Now we can cover up our little foots, just like so. All kinds of nice little things. Now, while I've got this brown on my brush, maybe back here there's a little happy little tree. It lives right here. We'll make him far away so he's not very big. Just a happy little tree. And I tell you what, this is fun. Let's put maybe there's a little fence here you can see in the background. Just like so. Just like so. Come across. And you could always put a little tree here and there. Yeah, this farm is definitely deserted. Okay, now let's take the old big brush. And I'm just going to pull it right through this brown. Just load it by pulling. I'm just going to pull the corner through. And don't be afraid of this big brush. Okay, let's go back up here. Big brush will do nice things for you, but you need to make friends with it. Here I'm just touching the canvas, just touch. And we'll put some happy little leaves right out here. See there? How easy that is? Just drop them in, wherever you want them. A little bit down here at his foots. Okay. And we can just put all kinds of detail. And when you're at home, the old clock doesn't get you like it does me here. You can just build all kinds of beautiful things into it. Put a touch of highlight right there so that little strap holds everything together. Shows up a little better so you can see it. See a little bit out here on these ends. Just a touch. Just a touch. And you can put as much detail in yours as you want. There we go. I think we've got a pretty wild old windmill here. I'm going to take a fan brush, a little bit of the white on it, and very lightly, we'll complete our little path, smooth it out a little, and I think we're about done with this one. Let it come right up to the door. Just like so. Oh, fan brush does fantastic things. There's really just a little bit of titanium white on it, and that's all. Bring all that together. Okay. I'm going to use my liner brush again and put a few little things right around the foots of this windmill. Because the little weeds, they grow higher here. Just a few little happy things. Going like so. There we go. And we can put all kinds of little sticks and twigs. And as they go farther back, let them get smaller and smaller and smaller. Helps build the illusion of distance into your painting. Pick up a little of that white, like so, and we're in the business. Alrighty. There comes a time when you can literally piddle a painting to death. So I'm going to stop. Let's take a little thin oil, a little permanent red, and I like the oil because it's very slick. It works well on your canvas. Turn that brush, bring it to a super sharp point. This paint is literally like water. You can see it just literally running. Okay, let's go up to the canvas here, and then we can sign this painting. There. And I really hope you've enjoyed this. It's a little different than what we've done in the past, and I hope it gives you a lot of ideas. Set your imagination on fire. If you've enjoyed this one, let us know. We'll do some more crazy things for you. From all of us here, happy painting. God bless.